Learning English through conversation. Lily's summer vacation plan.
Bob and Alice were sitting in the living room, the soft glow of the afternoon sun streaming through the curtains. The summer break had just begun, and the atmosphere was filled with the kind of relaxed anticipation that comes with the promise of a family vacation.
Alice, I've been thinking about what we could do during Lily's summer break. It's been a while since we visited your parents in the countryside. What do you think?
Alice paused for a moment, folding a shirt neatly before placing it into the laundry basket. The thought of visiting her parents brought a warm smile to her face.
You know, that's a wonderful idea, Bob. The countryside is so peaceful, and it would be great for Lily to spend some time there. She loves it at my parents' place.
Just then, Lily burst into the living room, her face lit up with curiosity. She had overheard part of the conversation and was eager to know more.
What are you guys talking about? Are we going somewhere?
Bob chuckled at her enthusiasm, setting his laptop aside.
We're thinking about taking you to visit Grandma and Grandpa in the countryside. How does that sound to you?
Lily's face immediately broke into a huge grin. The countryside was one of her favorite places, full of open spaces, animals, and the endless possibilities of adventure.
Really? We're going to the countryside? That's amazing. I can't wait to see the chickens, the cows, and the big open fields.
Alice smiled warmly, knowing how much these simple pleasures meant to their daughter.
And don't forget the apple trees, Lily. Remember how much fun you had picking apples last time?
Lily nodded eagerly, the memory of the apple-picking adventure from last year still fresh in her mind.
Oh yes. I remember. Can we pick apples again this time, Mom? I want to pick the biggest ones.
Bob laughed, delighted by her enthusiasm.
Of course you can, sweetie. And we can also take some long walks along the river. Maybe even have a picnic there. What do you think about that?
Lily's excitement grew even more at the thought of a picnic by the river.
A picnic by the river? That sounds amazing. Can I bring my new kite too? There's so much space to fly it in the countryside.
Alice exchanged a knowing glance with Bob before turning back to Lily.
Absolutely, Lily. The countryside is the perfect place for kite flying. The open fields and the gentle breeze will be just right.
Lily's imagination was running wild with all the possibilities. The idea of so many adventures awaiting her made her feel like she couldn't wait a second longer.
I can't wait. Can we leave tomorrow?
Bob chuckled, knowing how much preparation a trip like this would require.
We'll leave as soon as we're ready, Lily. But first, we need to pack. There are lots of things we'll need to take with us. Clothes, your favorite toys, and don't forget your books. You'll want something to read before bed, right?
Lily nodded, already thinking about which books to bring.
Yes. I'll pack my new book about the adventures of Mr. Bunny. Grandma loves reading with me. We can read it together every night.
Alice reached out and gave Lily a gentle hug, touched by her excitement and thoughtfulness.
That sounds wonderful, Lily. Grandma will be so happy to spend time with you. And while we're there, I can help her with the garden. She always has the best vegetables and flowers.
Bob leaned back in his chair, thinking about all the things they could do once they got there.
Maybe Grandpa will let you help him in the workshop too. You know how he loves to build things.
Lily's eyes lit up at the thought of working with her grandpa.
Really? I'd love that. I can help him make something special, like a birdhouse. Do you think he'll let me, Dad?
Bob smiled, proud of his daughter's eagerness to learn and help.
I'm sure he will, Lily. Grandpa loves spending time with you, and he'd be thrilled to have your help.
Alice glanced at the clock, realizing they had a lot to do before they could leave.
Speaking of packing, Lily, do you remember what you'll need to bring?
Lily put on her thinking face, trying to remember everything she might need.
I'll need my clothes, my books, my toys, my kite. Oh! And I can't forget my toothbrush.
Alice laughed softly, impressed by her daughter's thoroughness.
Good job, Lily. And don't forget your sun hat and sunscreen. It can get quite sunny in the countryside, and we don't want you to get sunburned.
Lily nodded seriously, determined to remember everything.
I won't forget, Mom. I'll put them in my bag right now.
Bob watched her go, then turned to Alice with a smile.
Why don't we make a list together? That way we won't forget anything important.
Lily came back into the room, dragging her small suitcase behind her.
Great idea, Dad. Let's start with the list.
The three of them sat down together at the kitchen table, a pad of paper and a pen in front of them.
Okay, what's the first thing we need?
Lily thought for a moment, then spoke up confidently.
Clothes. I need my favorite dress and my shorts for playing outside.
Bob nodded, adding to the list.
And don't forget your sneakers. You'll need comfortable shoes for exploring the countryside.
Alice tapped the pen against her chin, thinking of what else they might need.
We should also bring some snacks for the road. It's a long drive to Grandma and Grandpa's house, and we'll definitely need something to eat along the way.
Lily's face lit up at the mention of snacks.
Can we bring some apples and cookies? I love those.
Bob smiled, knowing how much Lily loved her treats.
Sure, we can pack some apples and cookies. How about sandwiches too? We can have them for lunch on the way.
Lily clapped her hands together in delight.
Yum! Sandwiches are my favorite. Can we make them with cheese and ham?
Alice nodded, making a note on the list.
Cheese and ham sandwiches coming right up. I'll also pack some juice boxes for the drive.
Bob glanced over the list, thinking about what else they might need to keep Lily entertained during the trip.
Now that we have the snacks, let's think about what else we need. Maybe some games for the car ride?
Lily's eyes sparkled with excitement.
Oh, yes. Can we bring the alphabet game? It's so much fun to play while we're driving.
Alice smiled, knowing how much Lily loved her games.
The alphabet game it is. And how about some coloring books and crayons? They'll keep you busy during the trip.
Lily beamed, excited at the thought of bringing her art supplies.
I love coloring. I'll bring my new coloring book with the animals.
Bob looked over at Alice, pleased with how the preparations were coming together.
That's a great choice, Lily. It sounds like we've got everything covered. Now let's talk about what we'll do once we get there.
Alice smiled, thinking of all the fun activities they could do in the countryside.
We could start by visiting the farm animals. You always love feeding the chickens and petting the cows.
Lily's face lit up at the thought of seeing the animals.
Yes. And can we visit the river too? I love playing in the water and skipping stones.
Bob nodded, picturing a relaxing afternoon by the river.
We'll definitely visit the river. Maybe we can even catch some fish. Grandpa has a fishing rod that we can use.
Lily's eyes widened in excitement.
Fishing sounds fun. I hope we catch a big one.
Alice laughed softly, touched by Lily's enthusiasm.
And after a day full of adventures, we can relax in the garden and have a nice dinner together. Grandma always makes the best food.
Lily smiled, already imagining the delicious meals they would have.
I can help Grandma in the kitchen. I love cooking with her.
Bob reached out and ruffled Lily's hair.
Grandma will be so happy to have you as her little helper, Lily. And after dinner, we can sit outside and watch the stars. The sky is so clear in the countryside.
Lily's eyes shone with excitement at the thought of stargazing.
Watching the stars sounds magical. I can't wait to see them.
Alice glanced at the list, satisfied that they had thought of everything.
It's going to be a wonderful trip, Lily. You'll have so much fun with Grandma and Grandpa.
Bob nodded in agreement, already anticipating the trip.
And we'll make lots of great memories together. So, are you ready for our countryside adventure?
Lily practically jumped out of her seat in excitement.
I'm more than ready. Let's go on our adventure.
Alice laughed, feeling a surge of happiness at seeing Lily so excited.
All right, let's finish packing, and we'll be on our way first thing in the morning.
Bob smiled, feeling a warm sense of contentment.
Tomorrow morning, we set off. It's going to be a trip to remember, Lily.
Lily grinned from ear to ear, her heart full of excitement and anticipation.
I can't wait, Dad. This is going to be the best summer ever.